towards the State Department.
An American Nazi may be on his way to Germany soon to face trial for hate crimes.
Relations between the U.S. and China just got better. An American is out of prison and headed home. Now, how will Clinton react? 0 hour for Windows 95. It's out there, so is the hype. And an empire just got bigger. NBC News in depth tonight. A remarkable look at the final minutes of this week's commuter crash. What's it like to walk away from one? And through a lens beautifully, one of the chroniclers of our age is gone.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Sitting in tonight, Brian Williams.
Good evening. He is just one man, but he happens to be an American citizen who was held prisoner in China for 2 months until today. Harry Wu is headed home to the United States tonight in what some will see as a crafty move by China. Releasing him means relations get better, and there are growing indications tonight that China will soon be rewarded by a visit from Hillary Rodham Clinton. We begin tonight with NBC's John Palmer.
Wu got the bad news in court this morning, convicted and sentenced to 15 years in prison for spying. The good news is he was ordered expelled. That means Harry Wu comes home and U.S.-China relations take a turn for the better. His wife, Ching Li, who had campaigned hard for her husband's release, told reporters at their California home she was overjoyed.
I think the United States government really did a lot of work.
But former ambassador to China, James Lilly, says it was more of a case of China wanting to send a signal. Some see even more in it, a case of blatant stagecraft.
They want to take steps to improve the relationship. That's why he's out.
In recent years, Harry Wu made a number of undercover trips to China, often taking along a small video camera to record human rights violations. As a young man, Wu spent 19 years in a Chinese forced labor camp. He became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1992. President Clinton, vacationing with his family in Wyoming, was told of Wu's release early this morning. A statement issued by the White House today said this action removes an obstacle to improving relations between the United States and China. Administration officials say the prospects of First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton going through with her plans to attend the UN-sponsored International Women's Conference in China early next month have been greatly improved by Wu's release. But the White House is keeping its options open. Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole, who opposed Mrs. Clinton going to China, said he still thinks the United States should not send any delegates, including the First Lady.
I still think if I could give her any advice, she ought to stay here.
But the White House is expected to announce within a few days that Mrs. Clinton's trip is on. And this weekend, high-level diplomatic talks have been scheduled between the United States and China in Beijing on a variety of issues in an atmosphere improved by Harry Wu's release. John Palmer, NBC News at the White House.